You know, it's funny the relationship between the Philadelphia experiment, funny in an ironic way, between the Philadelphia experiment and 9/11. We're told to remember World War II, but forget the Philadelphia experiment, where we're told to remember 9/11, but forget about World Trade Center Building 7. So this is actually going to be a short video. Pretty simple, just you know, more. It's just more on scientific fraud. If you look at the testimony, that see through the garbage, and you're familiar, especially with Judy Wood's research. There's no invisibility, there's no time travel, there's no teleportation. It's all the John Kenneth Hutchison's work, the Hutchison Effect. People phasing through metal. If you look at the video of the World Trade Center collapse, and you see the steel beams turning to dust in midair. It's Judy Wood's research that brought that to light, as she made a really boneheaded mistake to invent this word, dustify. It's a total waste of a PhD. It's a perfectly good word. Disintegration. You don't have to invent the word dustify. Disintegration. If you look it up, it's good enough. It's exactly what they've been talking about. There's an old underwear commercial from the 1980s. I don't know if anybody remembers if it was Fruit of the Loom or Hanes, but they had these people testing the underwear. Stretch, pull, right? Well, that's all the Hutchison effect is. It basically duplicated Tesla's work. It's high voltage, direct current. Well, not a high voltage direct current, just a high voltage, excuse me. But it would be direct current, meaning that it would be in the one direction. Voltage can be either pressure or tension. Again, tension is pulling, stretching. Or pressure, squeezing, squishing. He would mix, just like Rife technology, mix different wavelengths, sound waves and light waves. The Hutchison effect, duplicating Tesla's work, is mixing direct current and alternating current. High voltage DC without the actual current, just the voltage. If you make the connection, there'll be a current. Without the connection, the voltage still exists. It's a high tension electrical field, essentially, in only one direction, not alternating. You mix that with alternating current, you get these strong magnetic fluxes from the alternating current. The higher the frequency, the greater the magnetic flux. That's why the unit of magnetic flux is named after Tesla. When you're mixing those, you're basically shaking things apart at the atomic level. You're stretching those molecular bonds, interatomic bonds, if you want to call them that. They use this word nuclear force. There's no nuclear force, there's no strong nuclear force, no weak nuclear force, because there's no real nucleus. But there are intra-atomic bonds, intra-atomic forces, if you want to even use the word atomic. Point being, the Philadelphia experiment is nothing more than the same type of electromagnetic activity, interference with natural phenomena. So they obviously advanced the technology enough. Nobody phased through metal at the World Trade Center. People were left living. You heard these crazy stories. A guy is like in a stairwell on the second floor somehow. Right? So there were these wild stories. But that's all the Philadelphia experiment was. Nothing more than what's now known as the Hutchison Effect. It's old Tesla technology. There's no time travel, no teleportation. And there is obviously invisibility technology now. We call it that if you want. But it's not what the Philadelphia experiment. It may have been for invisibility. I doubt it. I doubt Tesla had anything to do with it. I think all this stuff is basically part of the front. It's like a front behind the front for the secret space program.